So we're here for another video for DoorDash. So I am in a really good spot. So here's where I'm thinking. We're going to cover what it means to be a top dasher and what are the qualifications. So let's jump into it. Please like, share, and subscribe the video, and I would greatly appreciate it. Leave me any comments of what you agree with or don't agree with, or what you think, whatever, and we'll go from there. But to start it off, let's start off with what Top Dasher is. Top Dasher is where you meet certain qualifications, and you are able to dash whenever you want, and you're able to do virtually almost anything you want as far as where you want to go. I don't like the video. But wherever you want to go, you have a higher chance of getting orders than if you're not a top dasher. You get some orders are going to be better, but you can basically run whenever you want. And if there's any kind of business, you're going to get one of the options to be able to run it. The downside to that is you have to accept so many orders in a month. You have to accept completing so many orders in a month. You have to have the customers happy to a pretty high standard, and you have to do at least 100 deliveries an hour. So again, I can cover those more in detail. Some of those are pretty clear, but the downside to Top Dasher is the fact sometimes you cannot be picky. If you really want it and you're running toward the end of the month and your numbers aren't where they need to be, you need to grab as many orders as you can, which goes back to my goals video. And so that's where we're at with that. So what I would go with that is, to be a top dasher, number one, you have to do 200 orders. You have to accept and complete 200 orders in your lifetime. Now, obviously, if you're running DoorDash and you get 200 orders, you're never going to fall below what you just did because you keep adding to it. You don't take away from that. So that one is the easiest goal to get. The number two goal for a top dasher is to just accept orders. You have to maintain a 70% to be able to run DoorDash. You have to accept 70% of your orders at the end of the month. Now, are you going to lose Top Dasher if you say you're only accepting like 10% of the orders for at least 2 weeks, first 2 weeks of the month, and you're running about 100 orders a week? Are you going to lose Top Dasher? No. It looks at your ratings at the very last day of the month. Some people have speculated it's on the 30th. Some people have said it's, the very last day of the month. The way I look at it, once you have the notification that you have Top Dasher, that's good enough for me. Or if it's the first day of the next month, that's good enough for me. But know that by midnight of the very last day of the month, even if they've already made the decision, until you have the decision, which I have got it on the last month, I got it on the 31st of December at 9 o'clock at night. But I still waited till midnight to run it like I normally do, which is turning down quite a few orders the first couple weeks of the month, because I know I'll make those up. But you need to maintain a 70% acceptance rate. So I want to accept 70% of my orders. Again, not a hard thing to do. Now, on the next one I'm going to talk about is completion rate. And there's a little more complication to that, because you cannot turn down a lot of orders that you get. If you're, again, by the end of the month, if you are below 95% completion percentage, which means out of 100 orders, you turn down more than 5 orders out of those 100 that you accept, then, if you're at 94%, 93%, and you're at the end of the month, you're not going to get Top Dasher. They look at each factor. So if you want to be Top Dasher, keep it at 95% or above at the end of the month. Like if I'm going into the last week of the month and I know I'm going to cover about 60, 70 orders, then I know I don't want to run Top Dasher at 95% because I'm not going to meet that if I turn down too many orders after I accept them. Again, 99% of the time, if you accept an order, you're probably going to deliver it. Now, if you're running late, or the store is running late and it takes longer than 10 minutes, 12 minutes, depending on what you want to do, what your limit is, then you could turn down an order. And I've done that before because I really wanted to keep moving. But I also knew that once that store did that, I'm avoiding that store for the next couple hours because they're extremely busy. Not a bad scenario, but that's a way to live and learn. If there's a store you absolutely know is going to be a long time every time you run it, then I would blacklist that and not run that at all. But to say all this, 95% complete percentage out of all the orders you accept. 70% out of all the orders you get accept over 70%. 200 lifetime orders. The next qualification is per month. If I'm running DoorDash, I have to run 100 orders a month to get Top Dasher. Pretty simplistic. Running 100 orders in a month, you're fine. Now, that one's pretty simple. I'm not going to go in detail on it because I'm pretty sure anybody can figure this one out. If you have 100 orders in a month, you're going to get it. Now, all the factors have to be together. It's not just if I run 100 orders, I'm going to get it. You have to have a 70% completion acceptance rate, 95% completion rate. You have to have 200 lifetime orders, 100 monthly orders, and the last topic to get Top Dasher is to have a 4.7 rating from the customer. Now, DoorDash itself will not give you a bad rating because that does not affect your customer support rating. If you make a support agent that you're talking to upset, they're not going to rate you. So you are safe from both of those. That is strictly a customer rating. So your food arrives late, you could possibly get a bad rating. You knocked when they said ring the doorbell, or vice versa. Don't ring the doorbell, knock. Or they said don't knock, don't ring the doorbell, just leave the order at the door, don't say anything. Or you delivered the order and the order literally said, dude, that sounds bright. But the next one is the order literally, sorry. but the order literally said, hand it to me. And on average, you're so used to getting like 8, 9 in a row where it's all leave at the door. You get that one that says, hand it to me. And you leave at the door because you forget. Items are missing. You might get a bad rating. And it's not because they're upset with you. It's because they're upset with the situation. And you're the only person they can lash out at. Man, I cannot talk today. But you're the only person they can lash out on. So you might get a bad rating because something's not right. Food's cold. All that fun jazz. But whatever reason, you looked at them funny. And keep in mind that when you do delivery, and it's not a high percentage that does this, but people will call in and complain about a driver and give you a bad rating to back up their story, mainly because they want refunded or free food. Most of the time, DoorDash will give you a refund and or possibly reorder food. Most of the time, it's just a refund though. But I always tell my customers if there's a problem, call the store and call DoorDash because you might be able to get something free out of it. And usually you get a good rating because you're advising the customers what to do. They take it, they don't, it's on them. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is kind of a different topic that I hear a lot of. And it's something I've actually been involved in the topic. And that's how frustrating it can get when you have a time where you're constantly getting orders that you're trying to get a certain acceptance rate or whatever, and you're just getting order after order after order, and all you're doing is getting orders that you're like, no way, I am not taking that for whatever reason. Most time for me, it's a no-tip order. But that is frustrating. But here's the thing. You are an independent contractor. I've had several people complain because, oh, well, this person ain't tipping, and this person ain't doing this, and this person ain't doing that. Number one, the person might be tipping, and maybe somehow the money's not getting to you. Whether it's the communication between Walmart and DoorDash isn't right, so the money's not being transferred for the tip, whatever the reason, the order might not be coming in. So, as an independent contractor, I can look at my order and say, there's no tip, I'm not taking it. I don't want to get paid $5 to go 12 miles, I'm not taking it. I don't like this store of 10 buck twos, for example. And again, I'm just throwing an example out there. But you turn it down because you don't want it. You get an order and the customer bugs the living daylights out of you. So I don't want to run this order. I'm going to unassign from it and go on to the next order. Again, whatever the reason, you might unassign an order. But again, you have that right. And as a top dasher, believe me, if you're running hard enough, the number of orders you turn down, the number of orders you unassign from, can be compensated very easily by just running more orders. And I know sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. I have a kid, I'm a single parent. And you know what? There's going to be months where things just don't go your way, and it might be a rating, it might be an acceptance rate, whatever. Again, that's where having multiple apps help, because if you're having trouble with DoorDash and don't get Top Dasher, you have other things to lean on to help you get onto it. But Top Dasher is just a privilege that you can get for just doing your job efficiently and greatly. And if I know I'm running 80 orders in a week, then I know that there's going to be weeks where it really don't matter. I can turn down 100 orders out of 150 orders, and it's not going to affect me because I know that last week of the month, the last 2 weeks of the month, whatever you run, you can make that up pretty quickly. And if you run steady, hard, and shed the sweat and the tears, you can do that. You can make that up even in a couple days if it's busy enough. Saturday, man, those days are busy. So anyway, Dashers, make the money, have fun, and again, it only takes 5 things to make you be Top Dasher. And the reason why I like it is because I can run whenever I want. There's not really much in the way of time that I cannot run. Now, is there times in the day where the stores in my town is not going to be open? Yeah. But again, I'm sitting at home late at night, nothing to do. I'm at home alone. I can't sleep. Turn on the thing. You get an order, take it. If you don't, awesome. You can keep doing what you're doing. If you do get an order, you make money while you're waiting to kill time. Whatever. Or to get tired again. So, folks, enjoy dashing. Be safe. And you guys be blessed. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave me comments on your thoughts, and we'll go from there. Have a wonderful day.